guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you are new here, you are highly welcome. We are the Bachelors, and thank you so much for returning back to our YouTube channel.
Thank you for coming here. We love you.
We love you so much.
So for our subscribers, of course, we always have to apologize. I guess we always have to do
every time.
Because, you know, life has been...
lifing.
Life has been lifing, actually. So today we don't want to take too much of your time. As you can see, the title of the video, we want to ask and talk about... What do we want to talk about?
6 very important questions. And these, I feel like these are not limited to just these 6, but these are very important medical questions to ask before you say, I do.
Okay. So this is coming from the table of the
doctors.
So
without further ado,
let's
jump right into the video. So the very first point you have to take home is, what is your genotype? I feel like this topic is something that cannot be overemphasized. It looks basic because in this age and time, you need to keep abreast of this information. There are several types of genotype. We have AA, we have AS, we have AC. Yes, we have AC. A lot of people don't know because people think it's just A and AS. We have SS, we have SC. So these are like, I think I've mentioned like 5. And the reason for this is because you need to know. And we've seen a lot of cases whereby people will tell you, you get to the hospital and like, I don't even know my genotype. And you're wondering, what? You don't know your genotype. And another set of people will be like, they bring a child who is SC or SS and they're like, oh, I am AA and my wife is AA. It is not possible. The reason is probably you didn't do it in a reputable place. So it has come to note that, or the news have it that a lot of times we just do it by the roadside. Maybe if you're going for NYC, something like that, you just look for a lab, you do it and they just write something for you and that's why you carry that into marriage. No, you have to go to reputable hospitals to do this genotype because there are some machines that might not give you an accurate one. Maybe they just wrote it just for you to pass that. So one of the disadvantages, or there's so many disadvantages of AS couple, and part of it might be giving birth to an SS child or a child with sickle cell disease. And this on its own is daunting. Long hospital stay, financial burden, and even for this child, the emotional trauma of being on the hospital bed, debilitated. It is, in fact, it is something to think about. So it puts a lot of pressure on that child. The child is unable to cope well in school because he or she is on the hospital bed from time to time.
In and out of the hospital.
In and out of the hospital. Beautiful. So these are the points you need to take note of. Moving on to the second point.
Okay, so I think another question you want to ask your partner to be is, you want to ask what's the person's blood group, okay? Because we have different blood groups. We have the O positive, we have O negative, the A and B. We also have the A positive and then the A negative, B positive, B negative. So what's the purpose of this? Okay, so for example, if a woman is actually Rhesus negative now, for example, okay, there's something where we call rhesusincompatibility. So this happens when, you know, the mother is carrying okay, for example, the man is Rhesus positive, the woman is Rhesus negative. So the woman might be carrying a Rhesus positive baby. So what happens is that Rhesus positive, maybe in the course of pregnancy, delivery, and all of that, there's some mixture of blood from the child, exchange of blood from the child to the mother, and it can cause what we call antibodies. So antibodies in general, in layman's term, like soldiers. So those soldiers are stored in the blood of the mother. So they act like a memory, kind of, sort of. So usually it doesn't affect her first pregnancy. So subsequent pregnancies, if the next child is actually a Rhesus positive, So those antibodies, like soldiers, begin to attack that baby because it feels like, oh, you're
A
not of the same
stranger.
type. Yeah.
A
So those are the
stranger.
kind of questions you want to ask, especially you want to ask your female partner, especially if you're a guy and you are rhesus positive. Okay.
Yes. And another thing again to add to what you said is there's an injection.
Oh yeah, actually,
Yes, it's
yeah.
called Rogam. Rogam. It's called Rogam. So it is very important because in this part of the world, it is a bit pricey. So you need to know so that you can prepare yourself when you give birth to have that injection. It is for the mother.
Yeah, I believe other parts of the world, like the US, Canada, and all other places, I believe even once you're pregnant and they know you're rhesus negative, they go ahead and give the injection
Yes, at
directly. Yeah,
specific times.
yeah. So
Moving on, the third point is you need to ask your partner if he or she has a medical condition. This is very vital. And the reason is for both of you to be on the same page. And if they are currently using any medication whatsoever, we've seen cases where the man is just gulping down some medications and the woman does not know. Like she does not know what it is for, the man too does not know. So it is very important. The reason also is also that there might be some conditions that might require surgery. It is very appalling to find out that, oh, my partner is going in for a surgery or a major surgery, or he or she has a condition that needs to be operated on. So it is very important you open up to your partner which of the medical conditions. And another part of the medical condition might be mental health. So people deal with anxiety, some with depression. And so people are using some like antidepressants, difficulty in sleeping. You know, you need to know all of those things so as to tackle it together because two has become one.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So another medical question, important medical question you need to ask your partner to be is, you want to ask them, do you have any allergies? Yeah, it's
Mm.
actually very very important because you know you guys, you're not yet married, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get married soon, and then you're staying in the same house with the person. And for example, a man can have allergies to perfumes, meaning like, okay, some people are not actually asthmatic. Allergy is actually a spectrum, and bronchial asthma is the full-blown spectrum that we see. But someone can just be, can just have, what they call rhinitis, like just allergic rhinitis, can just be allergic to perfumes, to dust, to fumes. Someone is frying in the kitchen and the person just keeps sneezing and sneezing. So you want to ask that kind of question. Okay, are you allergic to perfumes? Are you allergic to dust? Or are you allergic to even food? There are some people that are allergic to pineapple, some people are allergic to peanut butter. So some
True.
people are allergic to tomatoes actually. So yeah, so you want to ask those kind of questions, especially if you know you're the man, or the woman should ask the man rather, because the woman is the one that is cooking plenty things in the kitchen.
And the man too should ask the woman. Oh. So moving on to the fifth point is you need to also ask about fertility issues. And I want to put out a disclaimer. Whenever a couple is experiencing infertility, it is not a one-man business. It is not only about the woman.
Yeah, it's not one-sided.
It is not one-sided. So it means the two, both of you, you have to go together to see the specialist. It is extremely important. So for the man, you want to talk about having to run some tests, such as semen analysis. This would show you a lot of all of those things.
That's sperm analysis.
Sperm analysis, yes, regarding the man. Then the woman on the other side has a mirage of tests to do. So you need to check hormonal profile. That is very important. Follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, prolactin, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone.
And then anti-Mullerian hormone as well.
Yes, anti-Mullerian hormone. I think they don't do that as much in Nigeria. I know
Yeah.
outside Nigeria, it is a thing. And it is very important to do it. And also to test for ovulation. The reason is this. We've seen a lot of cases where people have polycystic ovarian syndrome, that's PCOS, and that will not allow them to ovulate. So in that case, you should understand that pregnancy might not be possible without like medical intervention. Of course, we believe in Jesus. Can I hear an amen? Amen. So it is also very important to also have a pelvic ultrasound scan done for the woman. It is very important. A guy too can also do a scrotal ultrasound scan, depending if your specialist is requesting for such an investigation. So it is very important you just do those baseline, we call them like baseline tests, just to be sure.
Okay, so let me just add something to what she just said. So sometimes, now let me speak for the women now. Sometimes in a woman's family there could be some history of premature ovarian failure. So it is actually very, 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 very important. Okay, because questions like you want to ask, oh, when did your mom stop having children, or when did she stop seeing her period, that kind of a thing. So this could guide you as well to be able to know how you want to plan your family, know how you want to plan giving birth to children, maybe give birth to children faster and instead of waiting. So finally, you want to ask the question on, are you comfortable in discussing medical issues, before we are married? Because some people really have some medical conditions that sometimes, if the person is not really is not the one, if the person is not really the one per se, the person just runs away. Okay,
or like the one for you.
Yeah, the person is not the one for you. Sometimes there are some conditions in women, okay, that may relate to infertility and all of that, and then you just open up to the person and all of that. So you want to ask, okay, are you okay if I talk about this particular medical condition and all of that? So,
and I also think, sorry, thank you so much for that beautiful point. I also think that even in marriage, I think you should have conversations around, what if you get a new diagnosis? Are you open to like talking about it even in marriage? Yes,
yeah.
I think it's also a very vital thing to talk about.
And not hiding it. Yeah.
Yes.
So with these few points of ours, I hope we've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that these are very, very vital medical questions you want to ask your partner before you say, yes, I do. So
if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you have heard these nuggets, right? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Kindly subscribe.
Join the moving train.
Click on the subscribe button.
And whatever questions, okay, I think we should also give room to people that have questions or titles or videos you want us to also shoot regarding like medical, family, faith, lifestyle. Please drop your suggestions.
If you have questions concerning this particular video as well, you could kindly drop your questions.
We'll gladly shoot more.
See you on the next video.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.